I found out my husband was emptying our bank accounts and poisoning my stepchildren against me, so I threw him out and revealed his darkest secrets in court. 3 years later, he's asking me to take care of him after an accident. When I married Tom, I instantly became the go-to person whenever his kids needed anything. I was the one dropping everything to drive his son to practice, cooking every single dinner, and folding every last piece of laundry. The moment he'd mention his son needed homework help, I'd jump in without hesitation. I was raised to one day be a good mother and told my sacrifices would make my family love me. For 3 years with Tom, I was the loving wife and caring stepmother. I picked up the slack when Tom was stressed. I learned biology in my spare time to help his daughter with exams. I even let Tom hand the kids their allowance money that was really from me, because he said they'd be more likely to take it from their real parent. But everything changed one afternoon when I got the call. My best friend had been in a car accident and was no longer with us. I sat Tom down that night, and while crying told him I'd have to fly out to where she lived. I needed about a month to plan the funeral, handle arrangements, and help her parents through the nightmare. He looked annoyed at first, even sighed and rolled his eyes, but he eventually nodded and told me to do what I needed. I flew out the next morning, my heart heavy with grief. I thought Tom would step up and handle things back home, but I was wrong. Barely 2 weeks later, Tom started calling me every day, sighing deeply into the phone, complaining how hard it was managing the kids without me. "Lisa, seriously, it's too much," he said. "I didn't sign up for doing everything alone." His words were like tiny knives. I kept apologizing, trying to explain how much I was hurting and that I wanted to be here with the family, but he didn't seem to get it, or he didn't care. I started sending more money home, hoping it would ease the burden, but it didn't help. Tom just asked for more. When I finally returned home after 3 weeks, a week earlier than intended, I was drained. But despite everything I'd been through, I knew my stepdaughter's sweet 16 was coming up. I decided to channel all my energy into planning the best surprise party possible. Maybe then Tom would really see how much I actually loved them. I threw myself into it. The venue was perfect, decorations flawless, and the cake was exactly the kind she'd talked about for months. That night when the lights flipped on and everyone yelled surprise, her face lit up brighter than I'd ever seen. It felt like the first real family moment we'd ever had. I felt my heart swell with joy. But then a few minutes later, Tom stepped forward to give a speech. At first I smiled, proud and hopeful, thinking today marked a new start. He thanked everyone for coming, praised the decorations, the planning, and the effort. But then he said something, and my blood ran cold. He told everyone that this was no easy task, but that all the struggle he went through while organizing this was worth it to see his daughter smile. He never once mentioned me at all. If anything, he even threw a sly dig at me, claiming he had no help from anyone when planning, because of some people's personal issues. When he stopped speaking, everyone applauded Tom, his daughter hugging him, and people congratulating him while I stood there, invisible and betrayed. That night, I watched Tom laughing with the guests, basking in the work he didn't do. My stepdaughter called him the best person ever, thanking him over and over. Not once did she glance my way. I couldn't speak, I couldn't cry. I just stood there numb. Afterwards, Tom found me standing alone in the kitchen. "What's wrong?" I looked at him, disbelief burning my throat. "How could you?" I whispered. He shrugged dismissively. "Come on, Lisa, don't make this about you." In the days after the party, my sadness turned into overwhelming depression. Tom distanced himself further, openly calling me unstable and claiming I was disrupting the family. I locked myself in our room, finally realizing Tom had used my love and generosity against me. He manipulated my money, my love, my time, and then tossed me aside when he no longer needed me. That realization burned away the fog I'd been living in. I couldn't keep living like this. And quietly, in the privacy of my isolation, I made a decision. Tom wasn't going to get away with this. I was done being invisible. I was done being the supportive wife. I opened my laptop, fingers trembling.